Alright, continuing on with Tasha's Cauldron, still under Wizard right here, we got Order of the Scribes. Now, these are some unusual guys right here. They've got some things that I did not see coming in this book. So let's see what we have with this order. Magic of the book, that's what many folk call wizardry. The name is apt, given how much time wizards spend poring over tomes and penning theories about the nature of magic. It's rare to see wizards traveling without books and scrolls sprouting from their bags, and a wizard will go to great lengths to plumb an archive of ancient knowledge. Among wizards, the Order of Scribes is the most bookish, so these guys are the big bookworms of the group. It takes many forms in different worlds, but its primary mission is the same everywhere: recording magical discoveries so that wizardry can flourish. So evidently that's their goal. And while all wizards value spell books, a wizard in the Order of Scribes magically awakens their book, turning it into a trusted companion. All wizards study books, but a wizardly scribe talks to theirs. So when you look at this Order of Scribes, they're going to magically awaken their spell book. Think of like a druid awakening some type of beast or whatever. That's the general idea. So when they tell you this thing is sentient, it's got its own thought and mind, just like everybody else, it's going to be like another member of the party. So second level Order of Scribes feature Wizardly Quill. As a bonus action, you can magically create a tiny quill in your free hand. The magic quill has the following properties. The quill doesn't require ink, and when you write with the quill, it produces an ink in the color of your choice on the writing surface. The time you must spend to copy a spell into your spell book equals 2 minutes per spell level if you use the quill for the transcription. So speeds up transcribing spells there. And then third, you can erase anything you write with the quill if you wave the feather over the text as a bonus action, provided the text is within 5 feet of you. So you got a great quill here. You got unlimited ink, whatever color you want, speeds everything up. You can erase it, got everything you need there. So second level order here, awakened spellbook. Using specially prepared inks and ancient incantations passed down by your wizardly order, you have awakened an arcane sentience within your spell book. So it's got its own mind here. While you're holding the book, it grants you the following benefits. So as long as you're holding this book after you've, say, awakened it, so to speak, you get 3 things here. Number 1, you can use the book as a spell casting focus for your wizard spells. Number 2, when you cast a wizard spell with a spell slot, you can temporarily replace its damage type with a type that appears in another spell in your spell book, which magically alters the spell's formula for this casting only. The latter spell must be of the same level as the spell slot you expend. So maybe you've got a great spell that does a lot of D6s or whatever, in other words, a lot of damage, but maybe it's the wrong damage type. Well, now you can change that damage type. That could be very handy. And then third, when you cast a wizard spell as a ritual, you can use the spell's normal casting time. Look at the time that saves you, rather than adding 10 minutes to it. Once you use this benefit, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. So basically a ritual spell will all of a sudden take the same length of time as it usually would, generally like 1 turn right there. If necessary, you can replace the book over the course of a short rest by using your wizardly quill to write arcane sigils in a blank book or a magic spell book to which you've attuned. At the end of the rest, your spell book's consciousness is summoned into the new book, which the consciousness transforms into your spell book along with all its spells. If the previous book still existed somewhere, all the spells vanish from its pages. So if you lose your old book or somehow get separated from it, look, all you need is a short rest, and all of its consciousness and all the spells jump into the new one. So you'll never be without them pretty much. 6th level order, manifest mind. You can conjure forth the mind of your awakened spell book. As a bonus action while the book is on your person, you can cause the mind to manifest as a tiny spectral object hovering in an unoccupied space of your choice within 60 feet of you. The spectral mind is intangible and doesn't occupy its space, and it sheds dim light 10-foot radius. So it'll hover and you got a little 10-foot light minimum. It looks like either a ghostly tome, a cascade of text, or a scholar from your past, your choice. So sort of like Obi-Wan Kenobi appearing to Luke right here as a little ghostly figure helping him out. While manifested, the spectral mind can hear and see, and it has dark vision with a range of 60 feet. The mind can telepathically share with you what it sees and hears, no action required. Could share dark vision if you don't have it. That'd be good. Whenever you cast a wizard spell on your turn, you can cast it as if you were in the spectral's mind space instead of your own, using its senses. So you could cast a spell from wherever it's at instead of where you are. You can do so a number of times per day, equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So if something, say a spell requires touch and you don't want to get that close to the bad guy, that could be very helpful. As a bonus action, you can cause the spectral mind to hover up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you or it can see. It can pass through creatures but not objects. That'd freak somebody out there. The spectral mind stops manifesting if it is ever more than 300 feet away from you, if someone casts a spell magic on it, if the awakened spell book is destroyed, if you die, or if you dismiss the spectral mind as a bonus action. Once you conjure the mind, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a spell slot, so there's one option, of any level to conjure it again. So back up here, we've got 10th level order, Master Scrivener. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can create one magic scroll by touching your wizardly quill to a blank piece of paper or parchment and causing one spell from your awakened spell book to be copied onto the scroll. The spell book must be within 5 feet of you when you make the scroll. The chosen spell must be of 1st or 2nd level and must have a casting time of 1 action. Once in the scroll, the spell's power is enhanced, counting as 1 level higher than normal. You can cast the spell from the scroll by reading it as an action. The scroll is unintelligible to anyone else, and the spell vanishes from the scroll when you cast it or when you finish your long rest. So basically, when you create this scroll, you're going to get an additional 1st or 2nd level spell that you can cast for free by using the scroll, and it ups the level of the spell by 1. You can also you are also adept at crafting spell scrolls, which are described in the treasure chapter of the Dungeon Master's Guide. The gold and time you must spend to make such a scroll are halved if you use your wizardly quill. And then at 14th level, one with the word. Your connection to your awakened spell book has become so profound that your soul has become entwined with it. While the book is on your person, you have advantage on all intelligence arcana checks, as the spell book helps you remember magical lore. So kind of you remember what you know and what the book knows. Moreover, if you take damage while your spellbook's mind is manifested, you can prevent all of that damage, look at that, every bit of it, to you by using your reaction to dismiss the spectral mind, using its magic to save yourself. Then roll 3d6. The spellbook temporarily loses spells of your choice that have a combined spell level equal to that roll or higher. For example, if the roll's total is 9, spells vanish from the book that have a combined level of at least 9, which could mean 1 9th level spell, 3 3rd level spells, or some other combination. If there aren't enough spells in the book to cover this cost, you drop to 0 hit points. Until you finish 1d6 long rest, you're incapable of casting the lost spells, even if you find them on a scroll or in another spell book. After you finish the required number of rests, the spells reappear in the spell book. Once you use this reaction, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. Only thing I'd change about that, I wouldn't make it 1d6 long rest. I'd just make it 1 right there. Probably convince the DM of that if they got any sense. So there's a new one right there for the wizards. Once again, Order of Scribes. Good information on those. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.